My husband gave me an STD. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. I want to talk to you about that because it might be an opportunity for some changes. Now, if you've yet to subscribe to our channel, please hit the button and subscribe. We have hundreds of things that can really help you in healing and recovering from this and many other things. Also, if you have a question, put it in the box. We'll get to it as soon as possible. Now, when your husband gives you an STD, your life is different. You now have what I would say is an opportunity because there's probably a problem. The second part I want to talk about, and stay with us, is how to trust again. When you get an STD, and of course you've talked to your doctor and you're going to find out if this is something that was caused from years and years ago and it was just in the body and you didn't know it. But if you've been tested for STDs over your life and you're married 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 years and now you're getting an STD, you're probably going to look at this a lot differently. And if you're getting stories from your husband of like, well, maybe it was at the gym or the toilet seat or the steam room or, I don't know, and you're getting all these kind of red flags and things, you probably want to stay with us as we talk about how to trust again. But what are the potential problems? Now, I'm Dr. Doug Weiss. I'm the president of the American Association for Sex Addiction Therapy, and I'm also the executive director of Heart to Heart Counseling Center in Colorado Springs, and I've been helping sex addicts and people with infidelity issues for 40 years. And when you come up with a situation with an STD, that can be an opportunity for a whole lot of set of questions because they're legitimate questions to ask at this point. Because in doing maybe 5,000 plus sexual addiction histories, sex histories with men, over 5,000, the questions you might want to consider are, what's your masturbation pattern been like? If it's several times a week, several times a month, and when did this start? Most guys, they masturbate through their teens and they never stopped. But if they never stopped and they've paired that masturbation to fantasy or pornography, they are going to be pursuing whatever that is in their brain, because when you have an orgasm, you get the highest level of endogenous opiates, hits the prefrontal cortex of your brain, and boom, you glue to whatever it is you're looking at. So they're constantly being drawn towards object relationship sex. So for them, if they find someone who has an opportunity who wants to have object relationship sex, whether it's a paid for service or it's just someone on a one night stand or a hookup site or whatever, they might take advantage of that. And hence you could get an STD, and actually you can get some other really bad things that could happen in your life because of this. Now, staying with the questions about them, the masturbation, the pornography patterns, you want to know about that. You want to know if they were sexually abused. 80% of sex addicts have sexual abuse backgrounds, and they need to heal that if they don't. Did they participate in an abortion or other behaviors that they have some kind of guilt about? Also, you want to be able to look into possible disorders, okay? The 3 disorders that come up for men are usually one of these 3. The bipolar family, which is bipolar 1, 2, or manic depression, where their moods are going up and down and they're using the sexuality to kind of try to stabilize their mood or help them sleep, okay? Of course, depression, a significant amount of sex addicts have depression, and they use the ejaculation response to try to help them with that. Narcissism sometimes, but most addicts look like narcissists. As a matter of fact, we have a whole DVD called Narcissism, Sex Addiction, Intimacy, Anorexia, because they look so much the same. But if it's rooted in addiction, you're experiencing the same behaviors as a narcissist, but it's not a narcissist personality disorder. Okay, and those are some of disorders that you might want to be checking into. Borderline personality is less frequent in men, but they also have a compulsion part of that. And the reason I mention this is because they'll need to heal the disorder as well as the addiction if they have any of those things or the sexual abuse. So they're going to have a path of recovery, and they're going to need to see someone who knows how to help them heal that. Now, in my office, Heart to Heart Counseling Center, 719-278-3708. We've been helping thousands of men with these issues for decades, but now 40 years of counseling. So we know what we're doing with this. The other issue is the partner betrayal trauma. And if you've never heard that term, go ahead and go to partnerbetrayaltrauma.org, and you can see lots of resources there. We have the Partner Betrayal Trauma book, DVD, and many other resources. And you have been hurt, traumatized, neurologically, psychologically, your past, your present, your future, you don't know what it is. And so there's help for you as well. There's groups, there's counseling, there's 5-day intensives for just you, neuromodulation to help your brain recover. There's lots of things you can do if you feel that you've been betrayed or you actually have been betrayed in this situation. And how do you know if you've been betrayed? That is the big question, Dr. Weiss, right? Because he's telling me, well, this was from a girlfriend when we was high school, or he's telling me that, maybe he picked it up somewhere. He doesn't know how he got it. It's a mystery to him, and he's acting all befuddled, and he's sincerely trying to tell you that everything's okay. And it's okay for him to be able to verify that. And you're like, well, how would he verify that? Well, here's what happens. We do intensives every week, and guys who have been caught, whether it's an STD, a phone number, or another woman calling, or however it happens. And then the wife has legitimate amount of legitimate suspicion. And getting an STD is a legitimate suspicion to find out, is there more to this story? And what you can do, and just asking him to do this and how he reacts to you will give you a lot of information. So you ask him, listen, I'm trying to believe you, but I want to absolutely believe you. So would you mind taking a polygraph? And before you ask him, have a place picked out. You're welcome to come to my office or find someone close to you who can do it that you trust. I want you to take a polygraph that you told me the truth. Whether you've had sex with one person, I want to know that it was one person. I want to know if it's 3 people. I want to know if it's 5 people. I want to know when it started. I want to know when it stopped. Those are kind of good questions to know. Also, masturbation and porn habits are good things to know on a polygraph. And if you need help, call my office. Any of the ladies or men can help you put together those questions. And each polygrapher does it differently. So you need to know how many questions you're actually going to get. Because some polygraphers, it's 1 question, 2 questions, 5 or 6 questions. So it can be more than that, but it depends on the polygraphy, what test they're giving him. So you want to know that before you even go down this road. But if he responds to you like, oh, I'm so glad you thought of that. I want to take that because I want you to know, really, I never had sex with anybody, or I had sex with only one person. It wasn't one night stand. Or he gives you the whole history of 20 years of 16 different people, different lengths of time, different situations. Okay, whatever the story is the story. But he's willing to verify and go, yeah, I told you the whole truth. I want you to know that so that you can have peace that no matter what happens in our situation, I didn't lie to you once this happened. If he comes at you like that, you're in a better situation, but you still want to take the polygraph. If you get any other reaction than moving towards you and towards your pain and making it about you, and it becomes about him, and you don't trust me, and I'm not going to be in a relationship where I can't be trusted, and they're not accurate, you can't use them in court, you get any of that kind of reaction, here's my clinical experience of 40 years and 5,000 men, of which probably at least half of them have taken polygraph tests. The guys who back up like that as a reaction tend to be holding a secret and a whole pile of lies. Sometimes it's a small lie, but there's lies. So if you get that kind of pushback, you definitely want a polygraph because you won't know the truth any other way. And if you need to come do intensive, we can do that as part of the intensive, but that'll help. He needs to be willing to do it, of course, but that can help you trust the story, whatever the story is. Now, let me give you some hope. I've worked with over 5,000 couples, and many have stayed together. Many have built a better marriage, and the man who did cheat would put himself on polygraphs periodically to verify that he's not grooming a new person, he's not having contact with the old person, and he's not having sex with anybody outside his marriage. And over time, the wife asked him to stop doing the polygraphs, maybe a few years down the road. But your husband giving you an STD, that's traumatic and it's painful. Capitalize on this opportunity to find out what's under the hood, to heal stuff that you need to from the betrayal, but also get the truth. You deserve the truth, because the truth, the old saying, the truth will set you free. Okay, it may hurt, and I have seen more than 1,000 women cry and scream and wail because of the truth. But then they were able to get up and go, okay, now I know that's the truth. And they can choose to heal whatever path they choose. But they're able to heal from a place of truth instead of just kind of like treading water and not knowing if what they're living in is true. You deserve that. And I hope this has been helpful for you. Again, if you need any help, call my office. Also, if you haven't subscribed, we have lots of videos that can help you along the road to healing and recovery. If you have a question, put it in the box. And I really hope that you take some steps for yourself to be even better after this experience.